And then Keith Richards was arrested for heroin in Toronto. Did you know that? Oh, hello. Thanks for joining me here at the Guitar Kernel log cabin deep in the forest of Victoria. I'm just telling Panda some bedtime stories, and we're revisiting some old interviews that we did previously with musicians of Australia. One in particular that we remember is a young man from Newcastle who's kind of good with his fingers, or so I've been told. And that's Adam Miller, fingerstyle guitarist extraordinaire. Do you remember when Adam came in? I think he was talking about Silverchair and things. Was it Silverchair? Adam Miller, hello.
Hello.
You're back here in Melbourne.
I am back here in Melbourne,
That's cool,
specifically
man.
South Melbourne. Yes.
Welcome back. Welcome
Yes,
back, sir. What brings you back to Melbourne?
I have a show this evening at what is called the Melbourne International Guitar Night.
Yes.
Which is run by Acoustic Uprising, that produced a pretty cool little documentary a couple of years ago on the state of solo acoustic guitar players in the world and how that's changing and where it's going, and also Australian musician having a hand in making it happen.
Cool.
So,
And that's
yeah,
at the Toff in town?
that is at the Toff in town, yeah.
Folks, if you want to see one of Australia and the world's finest acoustic groovers and jazzers, that's Adam.
Yes.
And he's playing tonight, what, 8 o'clock?
I think it starts at 7. Yeah,
7,
there's a few
okay.
artists on, so it'll be good. I think I'm last.
Okay.
Yeah,
Nice.
yeah.
Fantastic. Cool, man. So, what have you brought with you?
I've brought a
the
couple of
shop here?
guitars with me on this trip south for me from Newcastle, where I live.
Yes.
The one in my hands is my Nick Huber Rietbergen.
Rietbergen, yes.
Yes,
You're
so-
saying that with the correct accent?
Yeah, well, probably close. It's not quite. It's actually Nick's wife's maiden name.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Wow,
so that's
cool.
why it was called that, in tribute to his father-in-law, actually.
Right.
And so, I guess, so Nick is based in Germany, for
Yes.
those that don't know.
He's now a fairly well-respected, well-known builder.
Definitely, and all of his stuff is
high-quality
just
stuff.
unbelievable. Most of it sort of is the evolution of the Tele sort of shape. That's always sort of been his thing, I guess, going back to the days of, early PRS. PRS took the Strat shape and Gibsonified it, and Nick sort of did it with the Tele shape. I guess the big thing about this was, this guitar started off, was called the Dolphin, and it was sort of more like a Tele, Les Paul size. And then a few years ago, actually I think it's just because Nick is a huge Foo Fighters fan.
Oh, right.
And with the Dave Grohl,
hollow body.
the big blue, Pelham blue one.
Trini Lopez.
Yeah, exactly.
thing
He
he's
wanted to make one of his guitars sort of like that.
Okay.
So basically, he just took the drawing of it and just enlarged it so it would be
Wow.
like the 15 or 16 inches across.
What is the wood?
So this one, the wood on this is redwood.
Change camera, and we'll have a look at that, because that is a beautiful looking machine.
Yes, yeah, go for it.
Wow.
So this
Zoom
one
on
is
that. Look at
redwood.
that.
Oh, look at it, it's sort of green in
Sort
this
of green.
light.
That's the camera
But
today.
you can get the flamage of it, sort of,
See if
which
we
is
can
cool.
Get rid of that
and-
green. No, it makes it more green.
Yeah.
Okay,
So this
there we
is
go. That's a bit better.
Californian redwood, I believe, that Nick got a long, long time ago. And actually, this was the plainest piece he had at the time.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I was sort of thinking that it'd be cool if it sort of looked like an acoustic guitar sort of thing, but this was pretty amazing. And then the rest of this guitar is, it's a Indian rosewood fingerboard, but it's mahogany. And then the back of this guitar is actually, the whole thing is one piece. There's no join.
That's beautiful.
It's a giant slab of old mahogany and hollowed out on the inside. It has a block through the center, like a 335, I guess, as well.
Okay,
but
so keeps the feedback.
but it's all
in
part
control.
of. It's all one piece. So this whole body is 3 pieces
Beautiful.
essentially. 2-piece top, 1 piece back.
And you've got, it looks almost like Diamond style
Yeah.
pickups or
So these are
something?
just the Lola gold foils in this, which are a
cool.
single coil. They're a very hi-fi pickup. and sort of, they do have a very acoustic quality to it. They're sort of, this guitar is also like the same scale length as a Fender, so it's 25.5-inch scale. It's not a short Gibson scale. So it's very clear, but it also has a, so it's more like a giant Tele. I've been a Tele player for a long time, so it's...
well, I had a quick strum on this when it came out of the case, and it is just...
it's very loud.
Resonant. Beautiful.
Acoustically, so... Yeah.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Would you be so kind as to turn some volume up, and we'll have a bit of a listen. We put you through something cheap today.
So we're going through a... What is this? The Two Rock Matt Schofield signature.
The Two Rock Matt Schofield. I'll say it correctly.
Yep.
Signature edition. Yes.
Yeah.
And into Morgan, just a single 12.
Yeah. So being a Two Rock player for a long time, I'm very at home on this amp, and Matt is a good friend, so it's nice to play his little signature model amp, which I've only got to play once before, actually, on a tour of Europe a few years ago. So,
okay.
Yeah, they're a very cool amp. They're very loud. You'll notice the master volume is on the verge of off.
Very nice, sir. Very nice. Now, one thing I was noticing there, you're using a plectrum.
Yes.
And now, for me, you're more known as a fingerstyle player.
Yeah, it's always the trap, isn't it? Yeah, you get pigeonholed.
Yeah, that was beautiful, by the way. That sounds fantastic. That guitar is a masterpiece.
Yeah, it's
and that was made
spectacular.
especially for you.
Yeah, so this was the first Rietbergen that was ever made that didn't have dual humbuckers, actually.
Okay. Right.
So, actually, that might be a lie. I think he did do one with P90s before this, but yeah.
Single coil still there.
So the first one with these little with the gold foil thing, and it's become so exceptional that it sort of started as not exactly the Adam Miller model, but it's always termed the Adam Miller inspired guitar now. So
has your name on the back too?
Well, this one has my name, so that's cool.
Now, speaking of the Adam Miller model, how did you get to the stage of getting your own model? When did you start playing, and did your parents send you to lessons?
Oh, okay. So let's go way back. I got sent to organ lessons when I was 4, like 2 tiers with pedals.
Yeah.
And I don't think I was ever very good at it. But, and then I just picked up guitar maybe around 8 or 9, I think, because I was super into Craig McLaughlin and Check 1 2.
Oh, yeah.
This actually isn't a joke. So
he's quite a good guitar player.
Yeah. I actually pulled up a little bit of it recently just to hear and go, it wasn't that bad.
As for everything else he's done in his life at the moment, we're just going to leave that.
Well,
But he is a good guitar player.
Yeah. So that was the time.
Wow.
And then not long after that, I just got a Tommy Emmanuel cassette.
Yeah.
And I thought that was rad because it was the first music I heard where someone didn't sing.
Yeah.
And I just thought that was the coolest sort of thing ever.
Yeah. He's very melodic as well. So
yes. Well, that was more, and it's probably why I'm still a Tele player, because it was, it was predominantly him on the Tele in those days.
Okay. Right.
Not the acoustic guitar, Tommy Emmanuel that people think of now.
That's right. Well, he used to play electric for Dragon back in
the
day.
Yes. Yeah.
And I remember, I was trying to think of that album he released, maybe late 80s or early 90s. It was a Tele. It was that old 60s Tele that he's
there's one on the cover. So the first album I got was called Dare to Be Different. And it's a photo of him with the 68 Sunburst Tele that he got brand new. And he's just standing like in the rocks in Sydney, and that's been my iconic thing.
I think that's it.
Yeah.
He's so well known for acoustic now, but every now and then if I watch YouTube, you'll see him pop up in Nashville somewhere.
Having a crazy shred and freaking people out. Yeah.
Cool. So you got that.
Yeah, and then that just sort of set me off on a sort of path from there. So
That's awesome.
yeah.
Through study, you went to lessons,
yeah,
music school? How did...
I had some great teachers growing up when I was like 10, 11, 12,
Yeah.
who were the gun players in Newcastle and all professional musicians.
Yeah.
And they were able to show me a few of those great things, and then I think I just went off into high school land and sort of forgot about a lot of it for a while. And then I was sort of playing in a band that was like the Chili Peppers.
Okay.
We were like nearly signed to labels and things
yeah,
in the late 90s, and that all collapsed. But and then I just, in the early days of the internet, I sent Tommy Emmanuel's manager an email.
Yes.
And said, can I open like a tour?
Yeah.
And they said, okay.
It's so easy.
It was so easy then because no one thought to do it.
Yeah. That's amazing. I was going to ask you about that because if you look at your bio, and I kind of knew this from ages ago, that you'd played with Tommy.
Yeah.
Matt Schofield. Even the drummer from Silverchair, and so it's a varied sort of selection.
Yeah.
It's so you got the Tommy gig just by sending off a cassette.
Yeah. So just an email. I think I might have had something in Real Player on my website.
Oh yeah,
One-page website that was probably through Geocities or something.
Yep.
For those that are into vintage internet.
Vintage internet.
And it was just. It was just this amazing. Like never even played a solo guitar gig before that.
Wow.
To be honest, like I think I'd done like my my school exams and that sort of thing, but I don't think I'd ever been able to perform anywhere. It wasn't the environment in the late 90s to be able to go out and play solo guitar.
Were you nervous?
Yeah, I was terrified because I was also meeting my hero that day. So not only was I meeting him, I was having to play guitar in front of him and entertain a hometown audience.
Wow.
Yeah.
It go okay?
It
Obviously went fairly well.
It went great. It was amazing. Wow. It was probably terrible in reality. I'm glad there's not a recording of it. But
Matt Schofield, how did that come about?
Well, Matt and I have got to know each other a lot through Two Rock amplifiers. So I think we've both been playing them for about the same length of time.
Okay. He's an amazing player as well.
Yeah. So
he was just here out at the Wangaratta.
He was. He only did Wangaratta, unfortunately. Just the one show as those.
Matt, I know you're watching.
Yes. Yeah.
Come back.
Yeah,
you can come here on the show as well.
Yeah. Just like a couple of Two Rock shows and things in LA during NAMM shows and stuff like that. So,
cool, man.
Yeah.
That's fantastic. So now you have another
interesting guitar.
Interesting piece over there.
Yeah.
Should we do a swap and have a look?
You can hold this. That might be easier.
Is that a pluggable machine or?
Well, it is a pluggable machine, but it probably is not going to sound very good into the Two Rock. In all honesty, not without a sound hole pickup.
Acoustic. It'll pick up. So what is this?
So this is a guitar I've been playing. I realise I've had it for like 7 years now. It's built by a guy in Santa Cruz by the name of Jeff Traugott.
Yes.
So he actually, he was one of the guys that started Santa Cruz guitars that people might be a little bit more familiar with.
Yes.
But he left there in the, late 80s.
Yeah.
It was very early.
Long time ago.
And then just started building guitars on his own, and he's just developed this reputation of definitely one of the world's greatest builders. Last I checked, I think he has a 7-year wait to get a guitar, so it's pretty serious. I first discovered his guitars through Charlie Hunter, American jazz guitarist, who was playing a custom. It's actually an electric guitar that Jeff built for him.
Right. Wow.
I think just because Jeff was a massive fan of Charlie, so he wanted to make him a guitar. And and I met Jeff at the
Jazz Fest?
The Montreal Jazz Festival. Yeah, I couldn't remember if it's Montreal or Montreux. And we started talking about making me a guitar. So
very nice. And here it is now.
What
is the retail price on something like this?
Adam? Do we really want to know? I don't like advertising that. It scares me.
Actually, yeah.
Yeah. You can look it up.
It's
Yeah,
expensive.
yeah.
His
You
stuff
can look
is-
up
his
Jeff
stuff is
Travis
right there.
stuff.
Could we hear some of your wonderful fingerstyle?
Yeah,
on that?
definitely.
And,
So,
I might, because I'm a fingerstyle novice, maybe I'll get the camera and have a bit of a look.
Yeah, cool. Let's play something a little crazy on it from the new record. Yes.
Ooh, that's so nice. That's off your new record?
Yeah.
That is, no, I hope I've, The Defining of Success.
That is right. Yes,
I was
that
listening
is
to it
correct.
today. It's awesome.
Yeah, thank you.
I hear bits of Bill Frisell. I hear Julian Lage.
Well, that's thank you.
Some high praise.
Straight
And
up.
a little bit of Tommy Emmanuel. There's all
Yeah.
sorts of stuff in there, but it's
Yeah.
uniquely yours.
Yeah, thank you.
I absolutely love it, and for an Australian record, I'm quite blown away. I mean that sincerely, because
Yeah.
I kind of had it blaring through the shop before, and I thought, wow, that's great. Because
Yeah.
I think for people today, it's so easy to jump on YouTube sometimes and see, there's like some kid in his bedroom over in the US, and they're unbelievable.
Exactly.
And it's like, wow,
Yeah.
but to have someone local doing
Yeah,
that
well, I think
away
there's-
from YouTube is great. So,
Well, yeah, away from YouTube is nice too, but yeah, it is
although this will be on YouTube, please subscribe if you see us.
definitely. Yeah, it was a really fun album to record. Took a little while because my band, well, it's only a trio for the most part,
Yeah.
but we all live all over Australia and all over the world with
Who's-
touring things.
Who
So
was on your record?
bass player is Mitch Cairns, who's based in Melbourne. Most well known for playing bass for Russell Morris and producing his last 3 blues albums as well.
Okay. Yep.
And he also plays bass and has produced records for Leo Sayer. So Mitch is a very busy man. He is originally from Newcastle, but now resides here. And then the drummer for that record is the drummer that I've been playing with for like the last 8 or 9 years now, who's also from Newcastle, whose name is Don Borjastowski, who now is the drummer in Gang of Youths.
Okay. Right. Great.
So he's like the last
He's
2
busy.
years have been insane for
busy.
him. So especially last year when we were recording it, we managed to do it like in little pockets when we were all at home in Australia for like periods of days.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Great players. I had
Yeah.
Joji from Gang of Youth here. Was it earlier in the year or something? He's
Yeah,
a super
cool.
lovely guy. So.
Yeah.
So-
They're all great guys.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Yeah, he's the only one I've met, but he was.
Yeah.
I mean, he was really nice.
Yeah, he
so-
loves his gear as well.
Oh yeah.
He's horrific for buying guitars.
So the album title.
Yes.
And when I was looking at the tracks, there are, now correct me if I'm wrong, but are they all just one word titles?
Exactly. Yeah.
There's a few in there, Adam. Habit and drugs. What's
Yeah.
going on? You can tell me here.
Okay.
on
Well,
Shooting the Strings.
I'll do 2.
No one will watch.
Yeah. Okay. So a couple of examples. So drugs is a little play on words, and musical as well. So I'll grab the Hoover off you and explain it a little. Obviously, being a musician and a guitar player, you're often inspired by other music.
Yes.
So drugs sort of came out of like a really crazy arrangement or revoicing of J.J. Cale's Cocaine.
Oh, okay. Oh, wow, okay.
So you sort of get like, the song is like this. This is my song, Drugs. And then Cocaine. And then you can intersperse my extra chords.
That's great. That's super.
So the inspiration for a lot of the song was cocaine. So that's sort of what
the song.
Yeah. So what happened? You know, my drug of choice, in all honesty, is probably like
Caffeine.
English breakfast tea and coffee. Yeah, totally.
The hard stuff.
So the
you
serious.
Be careful now.
Yeah. So that's the thing I can't live without entirely.
Cool, man.
And then habit is sort of a funnier one where I developed this nervous twitch a few years ago, like just this thing I would do if I was stressed or nervous, and it was so intense that it would stop me from doing things. Like I'd stop playing guitar to do this thing.
Like an anxiety sort of thing?
Yeah, like just something that sort of developed, and it just drove me insane.
Too much English breakfast.
It could be related to the caffeine intake, but it was just so the song was like this idea of this repetitive thing and trying to overcome it with little changes so that you don't do it anymore.
Yes.
And like the song is like predominantly just the bass note is just this G going the whole time.
Right.
Over different chords. So you just get this winding, and it's just habitual as it goes, and it's the one drum beat the whole song. So
like a modal sort of thing there?
Well, yeah, I guess it sort of is modal. It's actually, it's all in G major really there, okay. So it's not...
Ionian.
Yeah. So, but it's... So the whole idea is it's just this slow climb out of this like habitual state. I really like, it's the hard thing obviously when you're talking music without lyrics, but trying to create feelings and ideas by using, like actual musical ideas. And
I love the sound of G major in that part of the guitar.
Exactly,
as well.
it's just so special. So when I was sort of writing this record, everything was like this one word, the musical extension of that one word. So I'd just focus on that one thing and go, okay, where does that lead me as far as music goes? So
no thought of getting a singer on that record? Because I see occasionally you do, there was a band out of Melbourne, it starts with H, were you involved?
It
sounded like John Edwards from Crossing Over. Trying to predict it.
There was a band called Holly Who that I was playing. So we're Newcastle based. That's actually my wife Holly is the singer.
Oh, is it? I didn't know that.
Yeah, so we do a lot of things. Thanks. We do a lot of things together.
Yeah.
But I just keep the instrumental stuff separately. The instrumental stuff is such a part of my world and existence that under my name, that's just what it's got to be. There was a brief period 12 years ago or something where I thought I'd be John Mayer and started singing, and it was terrible. So the songs were worse and the singing was abysmal. So it was much better for me to just play guitar.
Whatever you're doing now is excellent.
Thank you.
If you want to go and check out The Defining of Success,
yes.
I had a look on Spotify, a listen, and is it out on vinyl, CD?
It is. It's out on vinyl and CD. You can order them through my website, adammiller.com.au.
And at certain record shops? Or
no,
mainly just
actually
the
there's no distribution at the moment.
You're selling them at the gigs?
Yeah, it's just shows and online for the most part. So.
Cool, man.
Yeah.
And now I know you've got a sound check to do at TOFF, so future, a little birdie told me you're going to LA.
Yeah, a little LA adventure. Okay. So I've been touring the US like 4 times a year for the past 6 years.
Wow, okay.
And then like kind of a couple of times a year before that. And it's just sort of actually, it's as much a life adventure as it is a music adventure. I think the state of the world now is that it's not that you really have to live anywhere to sort of move forward sometimes, but to be around people that are inspiring and pushing me, and and just doing something totally different of actually living somewhere else. It'll be pretty amazing.
Have you got you got friends you're going to stay with there to start with?
We've got lots of friends in LA, so we're worst case scenario, a bit of couch surfing. Best case scenario, we find a nice cheap pad that has a little bit of furniture.
We had one of your buddies in last week. Josh was here. So,
guys like that. Josh Smith, based in LA. Another great friend, Adam Levy, who was the guitar player for Norah Jones for a long time. Wow. It's probably his most famous sort of thing. Mason Stoops, who's a bit of an Instagram.
Okay.
God.
Yeah. Don't know Mason Stoops.
Yeah.
Check him out.
And then, just all these people in LA that'll be amazing to be able to just hang out with and play and spend time with. And it'll also give me the opportunity to do a bit more touring through the US a little bit easier and take on that until, it's time to renew the US work visa again, which is an ordeal in itself. Yeah.
Excellent, man. And you were doing some teaching in Newcastle?
I've been teaching at the University of Newcastle for the past 8 years, but I think that's just about finished up. So
change.
But that was amazing. Yeah, there's nothing like getting better at your playing than having to teach it.
Yeah.
When you're actually explaining it to someone else and going, this is how you do it, and you go, how do you do it?
I think you're right, actually. That's a very good tip.
My biggest fear is when first years come in and I don't know any of them, and I'm sort of been away, uni breaks are always like 4 or 5 months. I've been on tour, I've probably just got back from somewhere the day before, jet lag, and I've got to show them a major scale, and I go, how do I play a major scale again? There's always this autopilot failure where you just go, wait, how do I do this?
I think you'll be fine.
Yeah, hopefully I'll be all right.
Well, cool, man. Well, thanks so much for coming in.
My
customary handshake.
Yes, thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, Adam Miller. Great new record, and he's on at the TOF tonight, somewhere around 8-ish, maybe a bit later. And good luck with LA. I hope to see you back soon, or come to LA. And
always come to LA and hang. But
cool,
thanks
man.
So much. Yeah.
Thanks, guys.
Bye.
Please subscribe if you're watching on YouTube, and wherever.